Alright, let's say you've given a task, an assignment to finish within the next month. Now your deadline is 30 days. What's your first reaction when you hear that you got an assignment due in 30 days? If you're like me, one of the first reactions that you're gonna have is, I can do that later. Now, later eventually comes. Now, when does it come actually? So later actually comes 27 days later of the 30 days. Now what I mean is, for the first 27 days you barely even pass a thought at it. So instead what is done is you play Clash Royale, you watch animes like One Piece, or even you might just finish some TV series that your friend recommended you to watch. Now I don't blame you, because I do the same thing, but for the last 3 days is where the real struggle begins. So in the last 3 days, what happens is you procrastinate for the next 2 days until it's the very last day, and then you decide to log in. So what happens in the last day? Well, first off, you start panicking and start scrambling, planning, okay, what I need to do, how can I finish this in one day, everything. You research, you become a machine. So you surprisingly finish the task, the assignment that was due for 30 days in one day, and then you're left with a rush that you got because you actually finished something that's supposed to take you a month in one day. So, just between us, we kind of do enjoy that rush that we get, whether not knowing that if we're gonna finish the task or are we gonna get fucking F on the grade. So, I thought, what if, you know, you just get the rush and the insane productivity at the same time without the consequences? So this is what the video is basically about. Now if you're a geek, you would probably know the answer what I'm gonna say. Parkinson's law. Now what is Parkinson's law? So Parkinson's law basically states that the task takes the time allocated to it. So let's say your assignment is supposed to take 30 days. Now in the end it took you 30 days. Now let's say your assignment was supposed to take one day. You would finish it in one day. Now as you did with the assignment in the story that I told you. So it's kind of like that. So the time that you allocate for a specific task is gonna be done in that amount of time. So I thought maybe we could apply this to every task that is taking us too long. Let's say studying. If you've read the book Deep Work, you know that you can't really do deep focused work more than what, 2 or 3 hours a day. So let's say you're studying for 12 hours a day. Now most of it is not productive. It's not productive. 12 hours of studying is not productive. Now whereas 3 hours of studying is productive. So why don't you just set a deadline of 3 hours, or maybe you want to take breaks in between every couple of hours, every hour or so you want to take a break. So that's why you might want to take a break every 1 hours and 30 minutes and break it into 2 blocks for the intense deep focus. So for that, set a timer for 90 minutes when you begin every work session. So with that, you're challenging yourself to finish your studying in 90-minute block. So let's say for the first block you want to study the chapter, and then for the second block you want to do the question papers. So first block for 90 minutes you just study, no phones, no nothing, you just set a timer and you study. And trust me, when your brain gets a challenge, it will do everything it can to win it. So how did I imply this into my life? So it's kind of simple. My workouts used to take like what, 2-3 hours. So instead what I decided, okay, 45 minutes is all it's gonna take. So what I did instead was, for 45 minutes I set a timer for 45 minutes, had the playlist ready before I even started working out, because it's gonna take extra time, and just worked out for 45 minutes, and somehow I'm pretty big. Now, I've just trimmed down about 1.5 hours to play Clash Royale and to finally get to 10,000 trophies, because I'm stuck at 9.7. If you got any tips, let me know in the comments. And so that way I just, trim down on my time. That was completely off topic, I'm sorry for that. And you can change, let's say I said about working out, you can change that to studying, as I've mentioned here, or you can change it to any other task that you have, let's say going on calls, or outreaching to people if you're doing that sort of stuff. So I'm just gonna say this, since this is the very end of the video. The time allocated for this video was about 6 minutes, and I've just passed through 7. I'm sorry. The time allocated for this video was about 6 minutes, and in the previous recording I've exceeded that by 2x, I think, 200%. I've actually went like 12 minutes, and this ramble is taking like extra 30 seconds.